All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. You will see me in a moment. Just wanted to load the banner here first. So Dubai events in October is what we're going to talk about. I have one big request to you and recommendation also, and that is to please take notes. Notes are extremely, extremely important. And then I'm going to come onto the screen. Hello, everyone. So if you are here on Zoom, then yeah, happy to see you as well. You can turn your camera on if you like. I have muted everybody, so if you have a question later on, then I will unmute you, and then you can ask your question. But for now, we're going to stay on mute so we don't interrupt each other. Like I said, if you like, you can put the camera on. In order to make sure that you have the best visual, I would recommend you to switch your view, if you haven't done so already, to speaker, so you see me on one screen, and then you get the full content here. So I'm mostly going to talk through this webinar and not show you a million slides. It's not really necessary to do that. And we're going to talk, like I said, about events in Dubai. Why are notes so important? Notes are important, and that's also for those who are going to watch the replay later on. Notes are so important because it's very difficult to memorize everything, especially when I'm going to give you a lot of events today, a list of events that are happening in Dubai in October, which I would highly recommend you to go to. And it's impossible to remember all of that. I don't think so. If you can, please let me know how you do that. I have pretty good memory of myself, but I don't think you can memorize 10x something number of events with dates and names and everything. So yeah, first of all, I'd like to ask you maybe to put in the chat where you're dialing in from. I suppose most of you from Dubai, otherwise what's the point of wanting to know about events? But maybe you can just put in the chat box in the comments real quick where you're logging in from and how long you've been in Dubai. We'd love to know that, since we have an expat group and we don't know every single person personally, so would be interested to see. So if you like, you can just put it in the chat, just type in there, and those of you who are watching the replay, you can put it in the comments then on the post I will put in later on. So when it comes to morning from Dubai, morning in Dubai probably. I don't know where Dubai is, but that's probably a little typo. Lois is saying, coming to Dubai this evening from UK. Oh, great. Safe travels. Have a great trip. We're looking forward to seeing you. Zainab, hope I pronounced that correctly. Morning from Germany. I'm actually in Germany myself at the moment. I'm traveling to Dubai as we speak, so to say. I'm going back and forth a little bit between Dubai and Germany. Yeah, okay, good. So couple of people from abroad. Good. All right. Let me just quickly switch something here, and then we should have a really good connection, inshallah. Yeah. Can you guys put in the comment maybe just a thumb up in the chat if you can see me and hear me okay, just to be sure, because it's, you never know. Maybe I'm just talking to myself here, nobody can hear me. That would be kind of unfortunate. But if you can just put it in the comments, you can just put a thumb up, or you can put it on your picture as a reaction as well on Zoom. So I know, yeah, looks okay, I think. Good. Okay. Now, when it comes to events, there's, yeah, a lot of things you can do right, but there's also things you can do wrong. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information. Bilal is saying, morning from Germany, we spoke yesterday. Yes, I remember. Thank you. Good conversation. Zainab, again, I hope I pronounced that correctly, is my wife, by the way. Okay, great. Hi. Hello to you as well. Thank you for joining. So, yeah, at events, you can do a lot of things, or it's actually easy to do things right. Excuse me, but some people, they do things wrong also. So what I see a lot, I'll just give you an example. People come to me when at events, you know, when they want to network, they want to get to know you. They come and they give me their business card right away. Here's my business card. You know, I'm not going to show you whose card this is. It's not mine. I actually don't have a business card. I'll show you in a moment what I use. So like that's the first thing. Hello, nice to meet you. Here's my business card. Please don't do that. That's wrong. You take away all the spark. And the thing is, it's very difficult for people nowadays. Unfortunately, we have developed some kind of a short attention span. So when you give me your business card and you hand that over, what I will do is I will take the card, I will look at the card, and I will read what's on here. And while you are talking and explaining me who you are, what you do, why you're here, and so on and so on, my focus is on the card. So chances are very high that this elevator pitch that you might have prepared when you go and talk to people, and I'll tell you in a moment what that is if you don't know, no worries. That's something that goes completely out the window because you have just triggered the person to look at your card, and you're driving their focus away from you. So please don't do that. Don't enter into conversations at events. And in general, by the way, if you meet people, don't start by, here's my business card, nice to meet you. Please don't do that. This is wrong. If you want to have a business card, that's fine. Or you can have what I have. Sorry, just checking the camera here. You can have what I have. I have an electronic business card. So this is made from wood, ecological material. There's a QR code on the back, and this actually has a little chip inside. And I just take this and tap this onto people's phone. But this is something I do at the end of the conversation. I don't go to people and say, hi, nice to meet you. Can I put my card on your phone? No, don't do that. So this is a very good tool. This is, first of all, it's very ecological because, yeah, I don't print X amount of cards. It's super easy. I just carry this one card with me. I don't have to carry 100 business cards. When you go to a place, let's say, I think somebody said here, you're from the UK, right? I think that was Lois, if I'm not mistaken. And you go to Dubai and you're going to attend, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 events. You're going to have to carry a stack of business cards like this. Yeah, this is unnecessary. I mean, and then maybe you run out of cards. You go to an event and yeah, sorry, I don't have any cards left, you know? So this is super easy. If you want to know how to get this, these things cost like, I think somewhat of the equivalent of $30, 30 euros, something like this. So that would be like a little bit over 100 dirhams, 120. Let's be generous, 150 dirhams maximum for this. It's a one-time thing that you invest, and that's it. And this is super easy. But again, I don't do this at the beginning of a conversation. I do this towards the end of the conversation. So let me quickly walk you through like very high level, very quick, how we best network. So what's important is, when you go to events, if you want to network, you want to connect with people, first of all, that you go to the right events. Please stay away from these networking sessions where, you know, you find those especially on meetup.com. I will give you a list of websites later on where you can look for events. So the ones for October, I will give you the ones I would recommend to go to. And then I will give you a list of websites where you can actually find these events yourself. So you can tell me real quick in the comments, you can put a thumb up or a thumb down if this is already interesting for you, if you find this good information, or you think, this is nonsense, let me throw this out the window, I want to log off, what a waste of time. So just put a thumb up or a thumb down. I'd like to see how you, if this is the information that you were looking for. And keep in mind, we're just getting started. So I have a lot of nuggets for you. So I see some thumbs up here, that's good. Ali's putting a thumb up, Tasneem, thank you. Okay, I see a couple of thumbs. Okay, no thumbs down, that's good news. Okay, very good. So yeah, stay away from these networking sessions. You have a lot of those. Usually it's a room full of people, and most of them, or let's say half of them at least, are either looking for a job or they want to sell you something. Okay, so these networking sessions where, you know, they meet somewhere in a restaurant or in a cafe or maybe in a small conference room, and it's about, yeah, let's network, you know, this typically is not going to take you anywhere, because you know, unless you buy something or you have a job for someone, most of the time nothing comes out of this. So when I talk about events, I mean actual events with a big stage where there is speakers, there's content, there's breakout sessions and proper lunch breaks and so on. And that, my dear friends, is your trigger word: lunch breaks and breakout sessions, or breaks in general. What I like to do is to, yeah, basically go to a break a little bit before everyone else, and then position myself somewhere. If there's a buffet, for example, or at least a beverage buffet or something, I like to position myself somewhere there. So typically when you go to events, you have these little bistro tables where people can stand and eat their lunch or have a beverage and so on. Those are very, very good places to go to and meet people, because ultimately, if you are locating or positioning yourself somewhere close to a buffet or to a place where there's beverages handed out or so, most people will come there. Pretty much everyone is going to pass by you. Great opportunity for you to see people, talk to people, you know, and talk to them and approach them. How to do that, I will explain to you in a moment. So this is a very, very good place to go to. Just position yourself somewhere where you can be as connected to people who will pass by as possible. There's no point of going to an event and say, yeah, I'm going to network today, I'm going to meet new people, you know, in order to find a job and start my business and do this and that. And I want to move to Dubai maybe. I think some of the members in our group are actually quite a lot, are actually still abroad, looking to move to Dubai. So they come over for some events and then they say, yeah, you know, I'm going to connect with people and, you know, organize my relocation and so on. And then they go to an event and they stand somewhere in the corner. Yeah, please don't do that. This is not going to help you. When I go to events, I typically meet, I don't want to exaggerate, but if it's a one-day event, typically 30 to 40 new contacts. And those are solid ones. That's not just the people I talk to. 30 to 40 new contacts in my phone or a stack of business cards, because those people still have business cards. They don't use the electronic modern version like we do. I'll say something else about this card in a moment. So make sure you go to the right kind of events, make sure you position yourself. And then you should also, very important at events, not wait for other people to approach you. If you do that, chances are you're not going to meet a lot of people. And that's not the idea of going to an event. Yeah, so you should try to approach people. Now, some of you might be introverts and find this difficult. I used to be an introvert myself. Some people don't believe that when they see me and hear me on the stages everywhere, but I used to be very shy and like, oh no, I can't go and talk to these people and so on. Very often it's also a cultural thing, depending where you come from, how you were raised. Maybe you grew up in a culture where it's custom or good manners to only speak when being spoken to, only, you know, ask questions if absolutely necessary, and only, yeah, respond to people if they ask you a question. But this is not how networking works. Yeah, so you need to go to people and approach them. And at events, it's actually pretty simple. So if you don't know what to say and you don't want to start with a silly like, or I mean, you can start like this, but just hello, how are you? That's something you can start with, but everybody does that. If you want to succeed in events and in life in general, this is just what I can tell you. You have to say things and do things other people don't. So when you say something to people and they haven't heard that from anyone else before, it resonates with them. Just like an electronic business card resonates. People, when I use the e-business card, they always remember me. When I contact them later on, I'll walk you through the process how to do that in a moment, but they always remember me because I had a different approach. I talk to them differently, and just by using an electronic business card, I made them remember me. So whatever it is that you can apply, whether you also want to go with the e-business card or you have something else, if you have a good line to talk to people, try to, like I said, do and say things that other people don't. That's my number one advice I can give you in general, if you want to connect with people. Now, in terms of approaching people, like I said, some of you might find this difficult. If you have difficulty in general to approach people and talk to people, you can practice this with something that was very common back in the days. I'm a kid of the late 70s. So back in the days, we didn't have phones in our pocket and so on. So what happened a lot actually, when you were walking on the street somewhere, you were in a shop, in a supermarket, whatever, people would come and ask you what time it is. So that's something you can do. For example, you can practice that, because that's a very, very easy sentence, something very easy to say. And this is something you can practice, not at the event, that would be kind of silly, but if you have generally difficulty to approach people and talk to people, that's something you can do. You could go and if you walk somewhere, if you go on the metro, I don't know, wherever you are, you can train and practice this by just asking people for the time. Just one thing that's important to keep in mind: you shouldn't have a watch on your wrist. That would be kind of stupid. And you shouldn't have your phone with you walking around. Then you go and ask people what time it is, they'll be like, what's wrong with this guy, so don't do that. But that's a very easy way. Or you can ask for directions. Do you know, excuse me, do you know where this and that is? Very simple. And this, if you do this over and over and over again, you lose fear of approaching people. This is something I can recommend you, if you're generally fearful of going and talking to people, do it like this. Ask them for the time, ask them for simple things, directions, and so on. Do this over and over again, maybe 3, 4, 5 times a day, every day. And then when you go to the next event, you should be ready and willing and able, it's the mentality, to go and talk to people. So what I typically do is when I go and talk to people at events, how to open a conversation, I usually ask them how they like the content. So what do you think of the content here? What do you think of what we just heard? Do you agree with that? How did you like this speaker and that speaker? This is a really nice venue, yeah. What do you think of the place, yeah? How was your trip here this morning? I had so much traffic. Did you have a lot of traffic? There's so many things you can start a conversation with. But the easiest and yeah, smoothest intro basically to get a conversation flowing is to ask people that you meet at events, how are they liking the event, how they like the speaker, how they like the content, make it about the event. And then I would say 99% of the time you would get a response. And then the conversation starts to flow. And then you can ask people like, where are they from? How long have they been here? And what's very, very important, my dear friends, I see this all the time, people doing this wrong. They go to an event, they want something, a job, want to open a business, want to meet people, want to find clients, and so on. And what they do is they make the conversation all about themselves. This is me, this is what I do. I have this and that product or service. It's the greatest thing under the sun. I can help you with this, that, and the other. We have served clients for 250 years, and we do this and we do that. We are the best in the industry. We're the best at this, at that, and so on. Don't do that. Yeah, everybody does that. Again, do and say things other people don't. So make the conversation that you have with a person, especially at the beginning, all about them and less about you. Ask them questions. This is what I always say. Life is a sales talk, and sales is a life skill. Make this conversation all about them. Ask them questions like, what do they do? How are they liking it in Dubai? How long have they been there? What is their asset, that what they the biggest asset that they have? What do they do professionally? Is there a product or a service that they offer? How does it work? What do clients think? And so on. Ask them questions, yeah. Don't be intrusive. Don't be like, oh, are you married? That's not a good question to ask in general. I see this also happening a lot. People asking other people about their family status. That's too personal, yeah. That don't get too personal, especially not in the beginning. This is a person you have just met. You shouldn't be asking too personal questions. But really, like, make the conversation about them. What do they like? How do they like the event? What kind of content would they like to see at the event if they're not happy with the event? Ask people lots of questions. In this way, you get the conversation flowing, and you will notice that people are very happy to talk about themselves. And what happens is when they talk about themselves, in their mind, this is something that they can't influence, but you can. In their mind, they start to think, oh, this person that they're talking to, you in this case, is a very nice, very interesting person, because you allow them to talk about themselves. So they have the feeling that you are a nice person and you're interesting. Actually, you haven't said anything yet, but this is how the human brain works. The human brain gets a sense of comfort and a good feeling if you are allowed to speak and explain. Then your counterpart, the other person you're talking to, gets the feeling that you allow them, you give them space, and so on. So that's something I highly recommend you to do. So this is how you should start a conversation. Let the conversation flow. Now, if you're looking for clients or for a job, especially when you're looking for a job, don't tell people that what you're looking for. This is, again, something a lot of people do wrong. In the first conversation with somebody they meet at an event, they already tell them that they're looking for a job, that they're looking for a client, that they have this and that product, and so on. Don't convert this conversation into a pitch. This is too early. You need a little bit of patience, yeah? And maybe this will take a little bit longer, but it will bring you more success than telling every person you meet that you're looking for a job. Because again, that's what everybody does who's looking for a job, and people are tired of this. They don't want to hear this. So when you meet somebody who has a business, who's maybe looking to hire people and so on, you can tell them, once you allowed them to speak and allowed them to answer your questions and give you some information, like I said, make the conversation all about them. Once that has happened, then you can say things like, oh, wow, for example, that sounds like that's a really great company. I'm sure your staff is very happy to work for you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, everybody loves us, you know. And then you could just drop a little pin and say, yeah, you know, if I would look for a job at some point in the future, I think your company might be something I would consider, I would look at. Oh yeah, totally. We should connect, you know, like that. Say things and do things other people don't do, and make your counterpart, the other person you're talking to, say the things that you want to say. So like I just did, if you are looking for a job, don't tell people you're looking for a job. Talk to them and say things to make them say that they would be interested to hire you. This is how it works. That's the golden key. That's the gold standard of conversations, that you trigger the other person to say what you want them to say. So again, like I said, you could say something like, I think that's a really great company. If I would be looking for a job at some point, I think I would totally want to come and talk to you. Stuff like that. Yeah. So really, Puneet is saying here, that's the key. Yeah, it is. This stuff works, I'm telling you. I've tried and tested this for years. So really make the conversation about them and have like very easy flowing conversation. If you're looking for a job and you're desperate, I understand, believe me. I've been through lots of difficult times in my life, and I know how hard it is sometimes, and you're looking for a job and you're applying, but this is what you're doing wrong, guys. You don't have to apply for 150 jobs. If you apply for 150 jobs and you still didn't get a job, then there's something wrong, you know? Albert Einstein once said that definition of insanity by his standards is to continue doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. It doesn't work. Don't apply for 150 jobs. If you have applied for 10, 15, 20 jobs maybe, and you're still not getting an interview, you still don't have a job, then you're doing something wrong. Maybe you need to shift your approach and do things differently. And that's why I'm telling you this. Events are a great place to go to. If you go on LinkedIn and other platforms, Indeed and so on, looking for a job. I mean, look at the number of applications, jobs in Dubai. I've said this in a session before, maybe, I don't know if you saw that, but the average number of applications for a job. Actually, let me ask you this question, those of you who are live here. Can you put in the chat box, how many people do you think apply for a job on average that gets posted online in Dubai? I'll wait a moment. Just have a sip of water, just put it in the chat box. Tell me how many people on average apply for a job that gets posted online in Dubai. Very curious. Tian is saying 600 plus easy. Ali is saying in my field 1,000 plus. Linda, 500 to 1,000, yeah. Yeah, so actually 800, wow, yeah. Actually, you're all of you are right. On average, it's 600. 600 CVs on a job. What do you think the recruiter is going to do? And then people get upset if they don't get a reply from the recruiter. How on earth is a recruiter going to be able to respond to 600 people, let alone look at 600 CVs? So it's pointless. Don't do that. It's absolutely pointless to apply for jobs. Maybe you will get lucky. Okay, maybe once in a lifetime. I don't know, but you know, I would not base my life and my professional success in my career on the principle of luck. That's probably not a good way to go. So these job applications, 1,000 people, 600 people applying, I think it's a waste of time. If you want to continue doing this, be my guest. But I know very few people who have succeeded with this, because it's like, you know, picking a needle in a haystack. And a lot of recruiters use automatic tools to scan your CVs. And you know, you put so much effort into your CV, people don't even look at your CV. You know, if it doesn't go through the checking rhythm of a software, your CV goes to Nirvana. Yeah, actually not to Nirvana, it goes to the bin. So events are a much better vehicle for that. And like I said, have open conversations, ask people questions, and make them say what you want to hear. And there's very easy ways. I gave you one already to do that. And don't tell people I'm looking for a job. So then, even if you haven't made them say what you want them to say, like, oh yeah, we would love to hire you or something, what your goal is now is to connect with this person, especially if it's somebody who would potentially have a job for you or be able to help you start a business, somebody who could become a client of yours, and so on, depending on what you do, what you're looking for. Now the time comes to exchange contact details, yeah? And also, I'm talking here now already half an hour roughly. Please keep things short when you have conversations. Yeah, if you go to an event and you have one lunch break of, let's say, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, you should have at least 4 to 5 conversations, not just one. Because otherwise, if there's 2 breaks maybe, and you have 1 conversation per break, yeah, guess what? You're going to go home with 2 or 3 contacts. That's not the goal. We want to collect a lot of contacts, filter them out afterwards. If you do your contact acquisition, as I call it, properly, then actually all of the contacts that you will make should be useful and good ones that you can work with later on. But you're not going to achieve that if you have 2 or 3 conversations. This is going to be, excuse me, might be a yeah, nice to have 2 or 3 contacts, but if you really want to get things moving and have a major push towards your career, your business, whatever you want to do, you need more than that. Yeah, so keep it short, couple of minutes. Have an easy flowing conversation, ask some questions. Like I said, you don't need to have a catalog of 25 questions that you ask people. Make it easy, ask a few things, see what they say, try to trigger them a little bit to say things that you want, and then you exchange contact details and halas, you go and meet the next person. Yeah, so if you are standing on a little bistro table with a couple of people, you say, oh yeah, okay, that's interesting. I'll come to the contact exchange in a moment. Okay, great, well, it's really great meeting you. Yeah, okay, good. And what do you do? We haven't talked yet. Yeah, so just focus if the person you've been talking to is standing there, you have your conversation and so on. And when you're done with this conversation, you end the conversation in a nice and polite manner, and then you move your view to other people who are there, or you move on. If there's nobody standing there, you move on, you go to the next table, you go and meet people in other places of the break area. Yeah, don't stand there like a tree. Yeah, you can move, you're not a tree. So focus your attention, say, we haven't talked yet. I'm Matt, nice to meet you. How do you like the content? What do you think? We've already had this conversation. What do you think of the content? How did you like the speaker? Yeah, so just move on and talk to the next person. Contacts, my friends. This is what you need. So in terms of contact exchange, what I said already before, don't carry around business cards. Again, I have an e-business card, great tool. If you want to know how this works, you can drop me a message later on. But there's plenty of companies that offer that. And what I always do is I ask people for their connection details. Again, I am not the first one to come with a contact. I'm not the first one to pass out a business card or use my e-business card or whatever. I try to get their contact details first. So what I do is I say, we should totally stay in touch. I'd love to talk more about this with you. Are you available on WhatsApp? Can I send you an email? And then typically people will give you their phone number. The ideal details to have is phone number and email address. That's what you should be getting to. Ideally, both of them. If you can only get one because they don't want to give you their phone number or whatever, that's fine. There's also ways to do that, but we're not going to go too deep into that today. Otherwise, I will keep you here for 2 hours. But really try to get their contact details. I would love to have a conversation about this in more detail. We should totally meet for a coffee. Whatever the situation is, use like little phrases to get them to give them their contact details, excuse me. Yeah, so we should totally talk about this. I would love to talk about this in more detail. I'd love to hear more about what you do. I'd love to hear more about your product, your service. This sounds so interesting. We should definitely talk about this again. This kind of phrases, these kind of words. And then, can I take down your contact details? You take out your phone and you start typing. Yeah. In terms of phone number, there's a little trick you can use. Please use this in a good way, because some of the things I'm telling you here, you can really hack into people's brains. Yeah. So one thing you could do with phone numbers, if you really want to get a person's phone number, yeah, you can just take out your phone. Okay, so you, let me just open a contact detail, a new contact card here. So your number is 050, and you do like that, 050, and you look at the person. And 90% of the time they will say, no, it's 056, or yeah, correct, and then it's 625, whatever. Yeah. So if you start with a phone number, most of the time people will complete that number. It's just, it's a brain hack. People, when they hear a number being said and it's about their number, their phone number, typically they will complete that. They will use that, you take the first step and they complete the step, or they correct you and say, no, it's 056 and so on. Yeah, very simple stuff, but please use this responsibly. Again, other people don't do that. That's why this is successful. Yeah, so get their details, and then they will probably give you their business card most of the time, so then you don't have to use this phone number trick. But if they give you their business card, you have everything, you put this, oh, very nice. Say something nice about the business card also, 2 or 3 things. For example, I'll give you an example, just need to cover the name. This is a business card from somebody who works at, yeah, let me close like this, at Qatar Tourism. So when I saw this, I said, oh, that looks really nice with the logo. The logo looks really pretty. Yeah, your card looks really good. Somebody else gave me a card. It's a little difficult to show, but this card, for example, has a logo as well on one side, and on the other side, it's the person's details. Let me see if I can cover that. Yeah, no, there's details on every line. So, but this card, this is like, it's plastic, it's not paper. So yeah, I say, oh, this is an interesting logo. And I say, oh, this card feels different. Yeah, somebody else gave me their card. They have, for example, let me just see if I can cover that as well. Yeah, so this one, for example, has a really cool address in Switzerland, Rue du Purgatoire. It means Purgatory Road. Yeah, if you know what a purgatory is, if not, maybe Google it. But Rue de Purgatoire, Purgatory Road, I say, oh, that's a really cool address. So I always look for something funny, something nice, something interesting on the business card that I can compliment a person on. And this again opens up people's mind. They will remember that, oh, that was the guy who talked about my logo. Ah, yeah, interesting. I remember, when you contact them later on. Yeah, so try to say something nice, something positive, something interesting about the business card you have just received. Don't do like what most people do. You get a business card. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Put it in your pocket and then goodbye. Everybody does that. Please don't do that. This is not very friendly. This is not very polite. This is what most people do. Don't do it. So say something nice, then you take the card and you put it away. Now comes the time for you to show your business card. Now, if you have a business card, you can give it to them. One thing I really like, this is something that Asians do a lot. It's part of the Asian culture. Yeah, I can use this side. What they do is usually they take 2 hands and hand over the business card like this. This is an Asian thing. I actually like that. A lot of people in the Eastern world and also in the Middle East don't do that, but it's different. Yeah, so if you take a business card and you give it like this, that's something people could potentially remember. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. But when you give your business card, or ideally, like I said, use an electronic business card, this is something that should be kind of the last step. Yeah, so again, make the conversation all about them and less about you. That's what I would recommend you. Just real quick, how this card works. So I said, yeah, actually, I take my card out. I say, I have an electronic business card. Oh, interesting. How does that work? I said, well, if you just take your phone out and then I tap, so I make people take out their phone, and then I just have them, I tap my card onto the phone like this, just like this. And then a site opens, a link opens with my contact details, and you can customize this. Again, there's plenty of companies who offer this card. If you want to have exactly the same one as I, you can send me a message on Facebook later on, or leave me a comment or whatever. But this is so easy. And then I have customized this page. I have my contact card there. I can change this anytime if I want to. If I am doing an event, for example, I can also set up the link that this goes directly to the event to book a ticket, for example. There's so many things you can do with electronic business cards, because you can change the stuff that shows up later on all the time. This is very super simple, because this a business card, you print once, you can change that. Yeah, if you ordered 500 of them and you want to change something, yeah, good luck. Maybe your phone number has changed. Electronic business card, super thing. And again, it's also very ecological. So sorry, I tap this onto people's phone, then a site opens, a link opens. I quickly walk them through the process. Here you can download my contact card. It's all very simple. Just tap on it, and maybe you can send me a quick WhatsApp message. So if somebody hasn't given you their business card, and you don't have the phone number and you don't want to use this little phone track that I gave you before, yeah, ask people, like if you have an e-business card, to send you a WhatsApp quickly, then you have the person's phone number too, you know. There's many ways to roam. So that's how you should structure the conversation, and that's how I would recommend you to navigate and move forward. That's how I would suggest you to do it. Okay, now I'm going to tell you quickly about, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat already. We will go and do a quick Q&A at the end. But if there's any questions you have about what I've just explained to you, put it in the chat box. If you're watching the replay, tough luck. That's why it's always better to join live. If you're watching the replay, I cannot answer your questions live. Sorry. Maybe you should join next time live. So congrats to those who are joining live. Good job. It's always beneficial when you are participating. Now, I want to give you some events, as promised, that are happening in October, and I'm just going to tell you about them. And then I would like you to write them down. Let me just open my page here, and then I will tell you. So please write this down. So we are starting pretty soon already. So next week is the first event. Now there's a lot of events in Dubai. I'm just going to give you those which I think are good. Yeah, so which I would recommend you to go to. Now some of them are free. Some of them you have to buy a ticket. Another thing that's something I want to share with you. A lot of people are in the impression, yeah, you know, if I have to pay X amount of dirhams or euros or whatever, or dollars to go to an event, oh yeah, no, I only go to free events. Depends a little bit. Tickets have a reason also. I mean, there's a reason why an event has tickets that you actually have to pay for. I can just tell you, the higher the ticket price, the better the quality of the audience. It's just the way it is. If it's a free event, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will come there. If you're looking to meet business owners, government officials, I'm going to give you one event in particular in a moment, where this is the top audience in my opinion. It's happening on the 19th and 20th of October. I'll tell you in a moment. If you are going to events where there's an entry fee, so to say, and like I said, it's a little bit higher. It's not 50 dirhams or whatever. Typically, you have an audience there that is of a certain quality, of a certain standing. And if you're looking to meet business owners, people who might want to help you with a job, or if you have a product or a service you would like to offer and your product or service comes with a certain price tag as well, yeah, then if you go to a free event, it's probably going to be difficult for you to find clients. It's going to be a lot easier if you go to an event where a ticket costs, I don't know, 1,500 dirhams or more. So it's a way to think. Yeah, maybe if you're thinking today, oh, I only go to free events, I don't want to spend money on this, maybe check for yourself if this is the right way of thinking, if you should maybe adopt a different thought process. Yeah, if you have a great product or service that costs something, go where your clients are. You wouldn't go and stand somewhere by the metro and offer people flyers if you have a product that costs, I don't know, 25, 30,000 dirhams, right? So why do you go to events which are free? Maybe that's something to ask. And the same thing with jobs. If you're looking for business owners, they're probably not going to go to an event that is free. Some of them, yes, maybe, but business owners, typically, I'm a business owner myself, business owners are very, very busy people. And to find time to go to an event is not so easy sometimes. And that's why business owners will typically go to an event where they know for sure it's worth it. They will get some content, some information, some connections that will help them move forward. So typically they go to high profile events. So that's why I would recommend you to typically go to those. But anyway, I will give you now a list of, tell you a number of events that I would recommend you to go to in October in Dubai. There's probably events in Abu Dhabi and Fujairah, Fujairah maybe not, but in Sharjah or wherever. My focus is Dubai, and I will give you a list of websites in a moment. You can also look for events, other Emirates, but my focus and our focus of our group is Dubai. After all, we're expats in Dubai, not expats in the UAE. So first one I would recommend you to go to is next week, 5th and 6th of October. Please write this down. And it's called the Crypto Expo. You can Google all of this later on. Just write it down on a piece of paper, maybe, that you know what the event is called. And then you can Google later on. I think that one actually is free. It's all about crypto. Now, again, this is also something important. I hear and see this from people all the time. Oh, crypto event. Okay, yeah, but this is not my industry. It doesn't matter if it's your industry. if there's an event happening somewhere, chances are people will be there from all kinds of events. If you go to a congress of, I don't know, orthopedic surgeons, yeah, okay, there you're probably going to meet a lot of orthopedic surgeons. If that's not your field, that's kind of pointless, yes. But if the topic is something that is generally interesting to society, where it's not just certain professions and so on, or a cardiologist congress about the newest way to replace a heart flap or a heart valve, yeah, that's very specific. That's not an event, that's educational, workshop, congress, and so on. If you're not a heart surgeon, then that's not something you should go to. But crypto is drawing attention from all industries, all levels of people of society. So don't block yourself, don't block your mind. Again, it's the mentality by saying, oh yeah, crypto, I have nothing to do with crypto. I don't want to have anything to do with crypto. Doesn't matter. You can still go to the events. Maybe you'll learn something. Crypto is actually something very interesting that is most probably going to impact 99% of you going forward. The technology, not the cryptocurrencies and the little crappy coins, whatever, but the technology behind it, the blockchain technology, that's something that's going to impact your business, your life, your profession, I guarantee it. So 5th and 6th of October is the Crypto Expo. Then same dates. This happens a lot in Dubai, lots of great events on the same dates. If it's 2-day events, yeah, then you go one day to this event and one day to the other. 6th of October as well, another event that is also kind of having to do with crypto. It's about the metaverse. It's called the World Metaverse Show. 5th and 6th of October, World Metaverse Show. Good one to go to as well. It's like the name says, all about metaverse. Again, I think 99% of you are going to be impacted by the metaverse. Everything's moving. The UAE government has just opened its first branch of a government entity in the metaverse. Dubai Economic Department is now in there. Metaverse is a huge thing. Our entire life is going to not just happen there, but it's going to be part of our lives. You will go and shop there in the future. You will go and buy your car there. You will order your food in the metaverse. This is a virtual reality. This is not just about computer games or some nerds running around with these visual, these VR visual reality glasses. That's how it is now, but this is going to change. I highly recommend you, if you haven't done so already, to start educating yourself and getting more information and knowledge about cryptos and metaverse and Web 3.0. Those things are going to impact you, my friends, and the sooner you learn about it, the better, so you have a first mover's advantage. That's just the way it is. So again, 5th and 6th of October, World Metaverse Show. Then the week after, 10th to the 14th of October, 5 full days, there's an event happening called the GITEX. It's GITEX. I will put this here in the chat so you know how to write it when you put it on your notepad. GITEX is a huge event. It's a fair also, and actually it's not just one, it's 7 in total. So it's the GITEX plus 7 other events or 7 other fairs. Or happenings, whatever you want to call them. It's at the World Trade Center, if I'm not mistaken, all under one roof. Wonderful, you can navigate around. There will be thousands of people, and over the course of 5 days, a lot of people meeting. There is something about marketing, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. Then there's a startup competition for newcomers, for startups. Then you will learn about new technology trends and so on. Like I said, marketing, sales. There's so many things happening. This is such a great event. And like I said, it's 7 things happening simultaneously. You're probably going to have a hard time trying to figure out which one to go to first. So 10th to the 14th of October, that is a paid event. I think the cheapest ticket is 220. And here we go again, my friends. The cheapest ticket is not always the best option. Yeah, maybe take a ticket that costs a little bit more, because usually you get more. I think they have a ticket that is 600 dirhams, and this includes access to a networking lounge. Exactly what you need. Just saying, I don't get any commission for this. I don't have any links and affiliate links and stuff. It's just not how I work. I'll give you this information. How you work with it, what you do with it is up to you. But that's a good one. GITEX 10th to the 14th of October, or GITEX plus 7, actually. There's 8 events altogether. Then a little bit overlap as well. 12th to the 13th of October is the Fazzaco Expo. I'll put that in the chat as well. Fazzaco. This is about marketing, about sales. They're going to talk about Metaverse, Web 3.0 as well. Obviously, like I said, this is becoming an omnipresent topic, and the sooner you educate yourself, the better. So Fazzaco Expo, 12th to the 13th of October. Then I need to hurry up here a little bit because I don't want to drag this out for too long. I said 1 hour and I want to do a Q&A. Just write these things down and then you can Google them later on and look for tickets. 17th to the 18th of October is the next one. Again, about blockchain. World Blockchain Summit. 17th to 18th of October, World Blockchain Summit. Again, blockchain, new technologies, super interesting. And you know something in Dubai, how it's easy to tell that something is becoming more and more important is if government officials participate. So the metaverse was just happening this week in Dubai and you saw Sheikh Hamdan was there. So I don't think he's somebody who has nothing to do. So when you see that anybody from the Sheikh family or anybody who has any kind of high government position is a head of any government entity and so on, when they go to events, you can tell that this is apparently something that's important. So crypto, metaverse, Web 3.0 is going to become very big, especially in Dubai. So that's definitely something I would recommend you to go to. So 17th to 18th of October, World Blockchain Summit. And I have 2 more and one that's even the best. I will tell you in a minute why. 19th to the 20th of October is the Forex Expo, Forex, F-O-R-E-X. It's about foreign currency exchange. Again, if you're not into foreign currency exchange, if you're not into financial stuff, into trading, doesn't matter. A lot of people are interested in this. Still a good event to go to. 19th to 20th of October, Forex Expo. And then comes my favorite event, and that's the one I was saying before, government officials, people in power, business owners of really large companies. They will gather this event. This is on the 19th and the 20th of October. And it's called the Future Innovation Summit. This is already the 3rd edition, Future Innovation Summit, 19th and 20th of October. This is happening at the Grand Hyatt in Dubai. This is, if you're familiar with the area where the Wafi Mall is, behind that area. I think it's a little bit before, if not mistaken, behind that is Healthcare City. So in that area, Wafi Mall is the mall with the pyramid, with the, you know, when you drive on Al Khair Road, this pyramid. Some people don't know what this building is. I grew up in Dubai. I was there or have been there since 1990. So that was one of the big malls back then, yeah. And now nobody cares about it anymore, or not so many. So where the Wafi Mall is, Grand Hyatt, otherwise just go on Google and find it. 19th and 20th of October, Future Innovation Summit. This will be about metaverse again as well. This will be about other things. It will be about sustainable energy, how we can tackle the environment, how we can tackle the future. That's why it's called Future Innovation Summit. How esports are working. What about law and regulation in the online sphere? Lots of interesting things. So the topics are really cool. And in addition, like I said, lots of government officials, a lot of people, business owners and so on. So highly recommend you to go to. If you can only go to one event for whatever reason, that's the one you should be going to. Okay. And then there's one more event I want to share with you, just very high level real quick, on the 24th of October. No, sorry, not the 24th, the 22nd. On the 22nd of October, that's a Saturday. Sorry, 22nd of October, I will do a little coaching session myself in person, live, where we will talk about all this networking stuff. Again, what I just explained to you, but like in greater detail. We will spend a whole day together. We will talk about networking, how to deal with people, how to speak in front of people. I will do a detailed session on public speaking, and also how you can integrate the topic of sales into your life. We've talked about this already a little bit today, but there's a lot more I can give you. So we're going to do a full day. Location I haven't decided yet. If you're interested, you can drop me a message. I will make this a rather small event so we can exchange ideas, do a Q&A session and so on. It's not going to be 100 people or something. So if you're interested in this, I haven't put up the ticket link yet, but just for you to remember. And if you're interested, you can, like I said, drop me a message, let me know. I will post this in our Facebook group as well. 22nd of October, I will do a session, a full day with me, and you're going to get a lot of nuggets, and ticket prices will probably be, I don't know. It's going to be under 1,000 dirhams, that's for sure. So I will see. Those of you who are members and experts in Dubai Group, you will get a different price, of course. But this is something I will open up to the general public as well. So this for them, it will probably be a little bit under 1,000 dirhams, something like this. It's a full day, lots of nuggets. Okay, so let me just quickly share my screen here. And then in case you haven't written this stuff down, I have prepared a list for you. So here's the list. Maybe take your phone out or take a screenshot if you're on your computer, or just snap a picture with your phone. This is again the list of events that I recommend you to go to. There's a little typo here, 24th of October, it says coaching course with Matt. This is wrong, my bad. It's the 22nd, it's a Saturday, 22nd of October. And here you have all the events. So again, Crypto Expo, 5th and 6th of October, World Metaverse Show, 5th and 6th of October, 10 to the 14th, GITEX +7, 12 to 13 October, Fasako Expo, 17 to 18 World Blockchain Summit, 19 to 20th Forex Expo, and also 19th to 20th Future Innovation Summit. Highly, highly recommend you, apart from my coaching course, of course, Future Innovation Summit. That's an event you should definitely go to. Yes, the tickets cost money. Yes, it's not a super cheap event, but you will get a lot out of this. Yeah, so that's what I would recommend you. Awesome. Now, here's the websites to check. I'm not going to read through them. I will give you a few minutes and then we will do a Q&A session. And I have one more thing I want to share with you. These are websites. We'll just put them up here. Eventbrite, 10times.com, Yestem.org. Those are all websites where you can find events. Yeah, so just write them down or take a picture in a moment. AIBC.World Asia, that's also a big summit that happens in Dubai twice a year. Then the DIFC has an academy. That's Dubai International Financial Center. For those of you who don't know what DIFC is, they have an academy. They have events as well. You have the full link here how to find the events. Then there's Platinum List in Dubai. This is mostly for entertainment, but you can find other events as well. Then the Dubai Tourism website, you have events as well, dubai.com/events. Then you have Visit Dubai, that's also from the Tourism Bureau. What kind of events are happening in Dubai? Again, it's a little bit more events, more entertainment driven, but you will find other things as well, which are useful. Then there's meetup.com, like I said before, but stay away from these little networking sessions where they meet in a cafe. This is nonsense. Arabianbusiness.com. And that's it, I think. Ah, yeah, one more. Sorry, Expo Toby. So those are 11 websites. I think that's plenty of information for you. I'll just come back here on the little picture. There we are. Okay, so there you have 11 websites to go to. Check them on a regular basis. You find lots of events on there. Those of you who are starting to log off, tough luck for you. I actually have another little announcement, actually not that little, a nice announcement for you coming. Those of you who have logged off already, yeah, tough luck, you're gonna miss that. So 11 websites to check them on a regular basis, see what events are happening, when you can attend and where you can go, and you have really useful stuff here. So all the events that I've just given you, I found them on the websites as well. Okay, so that's something I would recommend you to do and to visit. Good. Then one more thing, if you like, and this is not the announcement, this is coming in a second. If you want to connect with me, I have a Facebook page as well, just Matt Moe CVO. CVO stands for Chief Visionary Officer, in case you're wondering what that's all about. Sorry, so facebook.com/MattMoeCVO, or if you're on Facebook, you just type this in. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn and on Instagram. Those are my 3 platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Happy to connect with you, happy to chat with you. Feel free to reach out anytime and connect. Matt Moe CVO is where you find me everywhere. Okay, then I would like to do a quick Q&A session, and after that I will tell you one more thing, which is about our Facebook group, something I want to announce today that I think you will like. So do we have any questions? Maybe put your questions in the chat box, or if you would like to speak, that's perfectly fine as well. Then just put your camera on and put your hand up, or you can use the reactions on Zoom. You can raise hand, it's called raise hand, and then I will see if you have a question. Let me just have a look in the chat if anybody asked a question. So this is your time to ask questions. a lot of people pay a lot of money to get the chance to ask questions. You're getting this for free, yeah. So let's see if there's anything in the chat. Yeah, I see you, Ali. Give me 1 second. Just wanted to see if there's anything in the chat, but I think not. Connect well with people in the way that they remember. Yeah, absolutely. That was that. Got another engagement. Need to leave. Yeah, tough luck. It's better to reserve time. Okay, Ali, I'm going to ask you to unmute and then ask your question.
Hi, Matt. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very good. My speaker isn't.
I'm on my headphones, so maybe it's
yeah, it's fine.
Clear.
It's just but I do hear you. I have good hearing. I didn't spend my youth in the clubs. That's why maybe. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, no, it's good to meet you, Matt. I was just going to ask you, when are you going to be in Dubai, Matt? Are you in for the event this week, or when are you back?
Yeah, so I'm going to travel pretty soon, kind of. Yeah, this coming week.
This coming week, so you'll be here. Okay, yeah. Good. And you'll be at the event that you've got going on this week on the yacht?
Yeah, of course, it's my event. It would be kind of silly to to organize an event and then not be there. Yeah, okay, guys, good luck. You organize, you do it yourself. You paid your ticket. Good luck. On the 7th of October, we have our yacht event. It's fully booked. I think you were the gentleman I was messaging with. You got the last ticket.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's on the 7th, and that's going to be, I think, a pretty nice 2 hours with our small group. It's a very small event. That's because the yacht can only fit so many people.
Okay, brilliant. No, that's all I wanted to ask, Matt. That was it.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely be there. It's not just here's an event to buy a ticket to. Good luck. So yeah, but do book your ticket. I don't know if you've opened the link yet, but
no, I haven't. I haven't been on Messenger actually, so I'm going to do that right now after I finish this.
Okay, because I've reserved it for you. It's the last one. So you were the first, the first of the last, so to say. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Matt.
Good. Awesome. Yes. All right. Does anyone else have any other questions? I see a message here in the chat. Are there any websites from Lois? Are there any websites to search for social worker jobs? That's pretty specific. Again, I wouldn't look for jobs online, honestly. I would go to events. If this is so specific about social workers, then maybe you should go and see if you can find some events where social workers would usually gather. I don't know much about this sphere, this industry, so to say, or this sphere is probably the right word, or field maybe. But yeah, where do social workers usually meet? What do they do? Where would you go? Like the websites I've given you, many of them are also very specific, like the heart surgeon congresses and so on, and the congress about how to do heart surgery and orthopedic surgeons and so on. Such events are also on those websites I have given you. So I would imagine if there's anything where social workers gather, any kind of event that they do, you would find it there as well. Yeah, so that's something I would recommend you. I hope that answers your question. If not, let me know, put it in here. Thank you. Yeah, sounds like the question is answered. That's good. Tian, hi, how are you? What would be your advice for someone who wouldn't be able to spend 1,000 dirhams for tickets? Yeah, then you would go and look for events that are free. I'm not saying that free events are crap and you shouldn't go there. I go to free events sometimes as well. Crypto Expo, I think, is going to be an interesting event. It's also a free event. Fasako Expo is probably going to be interesting as well. That's also a free event. As I always like to say, Tian and everyone else, do what you can with what you have where you are. So if you cannot spend money or not 1,000 dirhams or maybe even not 1 dirham for a ticket, believe me, I have been in this position before. I know exactly what you're talking about. If you go on my website afterwards, mattmocvo.com, you can see, if you go to About Matt, you see a picture of my fridge some years ago. I think this will make it very clear to everyone that life hasn't always been hunky-dory. And the last 2 years have been difficult as well. But I'm done talking about COVID. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Everybody had issues. Now we need to look forward, always forward, not backwards. So yeah, I would really then go to free events. Yeah. and build up. And maybe, you know, if you are able to generate one client or find a job, then maybe after your first salary, after your first sale, you can then go and attend events which cost money. That's what I would do. That's what I did also back in the days. I didn't have 1 dirham to spend in difficult times, and then I also went to events which were free. Yeah. One thing for Tian and everyone, just a little side note here, because I hear this a lot from people. I don't have money for this. I don't have money for that. Sell your knowledge. That's what I do. I'm in a knowledge and information business. That's the best thing I can advise you. If you have some experience, if you know something, everybody's an expert in something, typically, unless you're like, I don't know, a 12-year-old kid, but we're adults here, yeah? So everybody, every adult has knowledge of something, is an expert in something. If that's not the case for you, then I would recommend you to become an expert in something. And then you can take your knowledge and sell that. It's the best and easiest way to yeah, get things going and generate funds. It's just my personal opinion. What else do we have here? What from Luke? What things would you recommend someone brand new to Dubai to do straight away? Go to events, Luke. That's what you should do. That's where you meet people. The reason why we're doing this, why I keep pondering on events and why I said we'll do a separate session on this, because that's one of the main questions in our Facebook group. Yeah, where can I get a job? Where can I do this? I want to start a business. How is that? How is this? Go to events, guys. Honestly, events are a great tool, a great vehicle. You meet so many people who can become your clients, who can give you a job, who can do this and that. Everything we've talked about already, everything I've explained. So definitely events, yeah. Don't spend your time in clubs and sitting at Atmosphere and Burj Khalifa. Yeah, that's wonderful things to do when everything's going well. Don't waste your time sitting on the beach. Oh, it's so beautiful here. Yeah, it is. But if you want to meet people, if you want to get things going, you have to put the work in. Go to events, meet people. And going to events and meeting people and all these things I've explained to you today, that's work, guys. Yeah, this is not like it comes easily. Afterwards, you will be exhausted. This is exhausting stuff, but it's worth it. That's important. It's worth it. Go and meet people. What you need in Dubai and in the Middle East in general, I can always just repeat myself, you need a local network. You need network, you need people. Good jobs are filled through local networks, the so-called hidden job market. A lot of really great jobs don't even get posted online. Yeah, so or even if they get posted, they might be filled through a network. And I will say, I will do the same. If I wanted to hire somebody in my company, the first people I would ask to is the people from my network. Hey, I need somebody for accounting. Hey, I need somebody for social media. I need somebody for this. Do you know anyone who could be like, you know, a good fit for this? That's the first place I would go to, and other business owners do the same. I don't post jobs online. I don't want to have 1,000 CVs I need to look at. My head's gonna explode. So I hope that answers the question, Luke. Tian, good advice. I have started selling my knowledge. Very good. Thumbs up for you. I'm telling you, this is the coaching industry, my dear friends, is an industry that is generating over $1 billion per day worldwide. Something to think about maybe. If you have knowledge, if you're good at talking to people, talking in front of people, giving people your knowledge, passing that on, training people, coaching people, that's a great industry. And it's not just about the money. I do it because I love it. I love what I do and I do what I love. I never, ever want to do anything else again. And it's rewarding in many different ways, but also mentally, yeah, very rewarding. So if you want to learn how to speak and how to become a coach, 22nd of October. That's what I would recommend you to come to. Catherine Castillo is asking or saying digital marketing is saturated. Is email marketing still good or just waste of time and effort? What do you think about this? So first of all, Catherine, digital marketing is saturated. Sorry, wrong way of thinking. No market, no industry, no business is ever saturated. Especially in Dubai, I will tell you something, maybe you know this, maybe not. A lot of people are very, very mediocre at what they do. So if you come with a great business, a great service, a great product, you can outperform anybody. You can become ultra successful in any industry. This is for everyone, not just for Catherine. Please make sure you get this in your head. You can outperform anybody in Dubai because customer service, customer journey, how they deal with people, complaint handling, a lot of people are very, very bad at this, extremely mediocre. If you do this right and you do this in a better way than others, up you go. Nothing is ever saturated, you know? Nothing, ever. Tesla is a good example. I don't like Tesla. I think the quality is crap, but look I mean, the car market was saturated. How many car manufacturers are out there? How many? Then somebody came along and said, hey, you know, maybe we should build a good electric car. I think electric cars are nonsense also. I think hydrogen is a better solution, but that's not the topic of this session here. But yeah, look at Tesla. I mean, they actually forced other big players in the market, actually all of them, to put more focus and more investments into electric cars. Now everybody's producing electric cars. That would not be the case if Tesla hadn't pushed so hard into the market. So no market is ever saturated. Absolutely not. Please get this out of your head. Yeah, I don't want to criticize you. I'm just telling you, it's the mentality. But you were saying here, is email marketing still good or just waste of time and effort? What do you think? Depends how you do it, Catherine. You know, depends how you do it. Generally speaking, a lot of people get a lot of emails. Yeah. So you need to see how you market your product or service in an effective manner. Again, I think events are the thing to do that. And email marketing, yeah. So we will probably need to have a deeper conversation to understand what you do, what it is you offer, and how you tackle it. Feel free to drop me a message on Facebook. Okay, while I was talking, Catherine responded already. She's very fast. Okay, thanks. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Sorry if out of topic. No problem. That's fine. That's why we do Q&A. It's all good. Unless you ask me, what's your favorite food? That would be out of topic. Another question from Tian. Many jobs require you to have a bachelor's in your field. Is this really a required as companies make it? Or is this just an additional filter for the hiring parties? Yeah, so I see this a lot as well, that you have to have a certain degree. But I'll let you in on a little secret, Tian. This is where you're a gentleman, I think, right? You're a man. This is something where us men, we are a little bit more bold than women. And I don't mean this in a bad way. So for the women participating here or watching the replay, I highly encourage you to tackle your job search a little bit more how men do it. Because I will tell you something, if there's a list of requirements for a job, let's say there's 10 requirements, and this is scientifically proven, this is not something that I have cooked up or something. This is scientifically proven. If there's a list of 10 requirements for a job, a woman typically would apply if she would satisfy 9 out of 10 requirements. So 90% of what is being asked for, if she doesn't satisfy that, she doesn't have that, she, not the skills and so on that are required, she's not going to apply. Now, let me ask the ladies here, you can put this in the chat, give me an answer. What do you think, how many requirements men think they need to fulfill if they want to apply for a job that has 10 requirements for a job? Put it real quick in the comment section. What do you think, how many a man thinks he needs to satisfy in order to apply for a job? And then I'll come to your question, Tian, in a moment. Adi says 2, yeah, kind of. 2, 3, 4, maybe, yeah. Linda's saying 5, Catherine is saying 3, yeah. Yeah, you're all in that range. So somewhere between 2 to 5, 40%, yeah, roughly. So this is where men apply. We don't care. I mean, we see a job, there's 10 requirements. Oh yeah, I know this, that, and the other, yeah. The other things, that's not so important. Let me apply. And this, I personally think, and feel free to challenge me on this, not here, because this is going to be a 3-hour conversation, but when you come to one of our events, in-person events, we're happy to talk about this in more detail. Happy to have you challenge me, but I personally think one of the reasons, or the main reason, why there are so few women in leadership positions, and I'd like to change that, we need more female CEOs, is because women don't apply for the jobs. If I'm a business owner and I have, I don't know, a vice president of legal affairs, and my company is a woman, by the way, but if I would post the vice president of sales or whatever as a job, so I would post this, I would ask my network and so on, I need to fill this position. Now, if men apply who fulfill 3, 4, 5 requirements of 10 requirements as an example, and there's maybe some really great ladies out there who would fulfill 10 requirements, not 10, excuse me, who would fulfill 3, 4, 5 requirements maybe, or maybe even 7, which is a lot more than what the guys that are applying are fulfilling, but they don't apply. Yeah, I'm not going to hire them. How am I going to do that? So I'm going to go with a guy, probably, who has 3 or 4 requirements ticked off, and a great woman out there who fulfills a lot more, who's a lot better and who would be better fit for this job. Yeah, if she doesn't apply, I'm not going to hire her. So again, it's the mentality. Yeah, so Anyway, coming back to your question, Tian. Yeah, whether or not something is required in a job description, I would always challenge that. I've actually done a session on interview process. It's on my LinkedIn profile. Maybe have a look at this. I talked about this a little bit. How to say, what to say. This again is a matter of life as a sales talk. Integrate sales techniques into your daily life and also to your job search and interview process. If somebody tells me something is a requirement or I'm not a good fit for this and that, then you can ask them, yeah, okay, what needs to happen in order for me to be a good fit? Under what circumstances would you consider me, even if I don't have that degree? I don't have a degree, but I have this, that, and the other, and so on. And I think this is something that your company will benefit from largely as well. Does that sound like a good idea? Does that sound like a fair suggestion? Yeah. So if there's a job that you really want, you think you're a really great fit, but you don't fulfill the requirements, you don't have the degree that is required, and so on, sell them the idea that you are the best fit. That's a matter of sales. That's a sales skill, which you could learn if you wanted to on the 22nd of October. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Catherine, not coming from me because I just went to an event and they are lowering their price because of the competition. Is that about the email marketing thing? Yeah. Yeah, lowering your price because of competition, that's, I think, is a downward spiral. Yeah, don't ride the discount train. If any of you who have a product or a service to offer, don't do discounts. It's very popular in the Middle East. I don't do discounts. I do special offers maybe if you are a member of this group, for example, you're going to get a different ticket price for my upcoming event or my upcoming course. It's not really a big event. It's like balloons raining from the ceiling. That's not what's going to happen. But yeah, I don't lower my prices. Yeah. If you're, as I like to say, if your knowledge ain't paramount, you're gonna need a discount. Yeah, but then they're doing something wrong if they have to lower their prices. If you have a good product or a good service, you have to maintain your price. That's what I think. Okay, N. Corini, hope I pronounced that correctly. Do you know if there's a good web suppliers, distributors, importers in Dubai? A good web for a good web for suppliers, distributors, and importers. Again, I would go to events. That's where you meet them. If it's really so specific, then maybe go to some congresses where these people meet. I think at GITEX, for example, you will meet many of those. And yeah, generally speaking, look for events which are then more specific to your industry, if it's so specific. But that's what I gave you the websites for. You can look for anything that is about supplies, distribution, and so on. That's again. Events, guys. That's where you need to go. Do companies actually check for proof of your degree? Luke asks. Yeah, good question. Are you suggesting that you should say I have a degree if you don't? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if there's something that you need to fulfill for a job, a degree, or whatever, and you don't have that, talk them out of it. Sell them the idea that you are able to do this. Yeah, tell them, what if we work together for a month, and if I don't absolutely outperform everybody else here, then you can throw me out the door and I don't even want a salary. Does that sound like a good idea? Might be a risky thing to do. I'm just saying, you have to think of ideas how you can, if you really, really want a job, how you can do it. If at the end of the day, it's about performance. There's a lot of people out there, I don't mean this in a bad way, but there's a lot of people out there with a lot of degrees, but when they actually come and work for you, I've had my share of this as well, they come and work for you, they can barely do the job. Experience is also important, if you know how to work, if you know how to deal with people, how to really do a great job at whatever it is the job is, and you don't have a degree, yeah, you need to convince the business owner, the employer, that you are the best fit. And yeah, you could do this by saying, okay, I'm going to work for you for free for a month. If you're going to spend anyway another month looking for a job, and when you don't have income and you have an opportunity there, yeah, you can do that. Nobody does that. That's why I'm saying do things and say things other people don't. You can offer a company to work for them for free for a whole month. Yeah, is it going to be a lot of work? Yes. Is this beneficial for them and not beneficial for you? Yeah, at first, yes, but in the long run, maybe you get a job this way. I don't know. Be creative. Try things, do things other people don't. That's all I can tell you. Thank you for answering me. You're very welcome. Hi, Luke. I'll jump the gun. Tian says they do check it. Majority want it to be tested. Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, yeah, especially if it's a degree from another country. Typically, you have to translate and attest it and so on. So yeah, I think that's true. Yes, some companies they are checking and should be attested. Yeah, Catherine says. Okay, good. All right. Well, if there's any other questions, you can put them in there. We'll be here for another 2-3 minutes. But just one thing I wanted to announce. So I'm going to post this later today. We have our next event coming because the Yacht event was filled so quickly, and it's a small crowd. Like I said in beginning earlier when I was talking to Ali, that there's space limitation on a yacht, and that's why we have only a small event there. Tickets were gone pretty quickly. Sorry for those who haven't gotten a ticket, but I have good news. The next event is coming up, so you can already mark the calendar on the 15th of October. This is the official announcement. I will post it later on. On the 15th of October, we will do another in-person event. It will take place at Odeon or Odeon restaurant. It's a French place in Jumeirah. It's very close to Kite Beach. It's on the is that still Al-Wasr Road? I think so. Like I said, I grew up in Dubai, so sometimes I lose track of all the roads, because back then we had 3 roads, and that was it. 2 roads in Jumeirah, Sheikh Zayed Road. That was it. Everything that you see now, that this was all sand. When you meet me in person, you will hear me say this a lot. This was all sand. That's just how it is. Anyway, I'm super happy that Dubai has developed so well in the last 30 years. I'm very, very grateful to be in this great country. So yeah, 15th of October, 7 p.m. I will post this today. Like I said, tickets will be, what did we say? I think 187. This will be, an evening on land, not on a boat. There will be canapes, and you will have a soft drink included with your, the canapes are included as well. We will meet, the restaurant has a very nice roof terrace, and we're looking to open the roof terrace with them on that day. It's not 100% sure yet, but that's something they are working on. And I've said if we could make this like a thing that we open the roof terrace together with our event, that would be great. So that's something I cannot promise you 100%, but otherwise we will be inside or outside or both, we will see. But either or, we're going to have a great evening together. I will do a little info session again, same what I will be doing on the boat, different topics, maybe like the most important topics for expats, for people who are new to Dubai, people who have been there for a long time. We will exchange, we will chat, we will have fun, we will have music, and like I said, I will give you some information, and we will do a Q&A session as well if you have any questions. So that's definitely something I highly recommend you put on your calendar already when the tickets go on sale. Be quick, don't wait until the last day. I expect this to sell out as well. We can have a bigger crowd there, of course, than on a boat, obviously, but I expect that this will sell out pretty quickly. So mark your calendar, be part of this, don't miss it. Also, for those of you who are watching the replay, 15th of October, it will be posted on the Facebook group and as an event, and then I look forward to seeing you there. And keep in mind, on 22nd, I'll do a great day for you. That's something that's coming as well. But 15th of October, be there, 7 p.m. But don't just come there and show up. Hi, I'm here. You need to get a ticket before that. This needs to be organized in advance. Okay, good. Catherine is saying, thanks everyone, and Matt, have a blessed day ahead. You too. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you found this useful. Yeah, if you guys found this useful, you can put a thumb up, and then thank you for participating. We will do some more sessions like this. I want to, give some info to everyone, and that's why I've started doing these sessions. So, yeah, hope you found this useful, informational, and then I will hopefully see some of you on the 7th of October. Again, the event is booked. Please don't just come there, show up. Oh, can I get a ticket? Nope, it's full. Please don't come to the boat and say, I want to join. I will have to disappoint you. And then otherwise, I hope and look forward to meeting you on the 15th of October. Again, I will post this today in the group. Thank you for your time. Thanks, Matt. Look forward to catching up. Likewise, thank you. All right, very good. Take care. All the best, and stay active in the group, yeah? And keep things moving and help others to get the information that they're looking for. Thank you. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.